Over the side mound.
That's an interesting way for the Doogies to both get involved tonight. I mean,
It was.
Sean can say that he scored first, but it wouldn't have happened without Jason blocking the
Blocking the
shot,
shot.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's an interesting kind of story
They do
that
a
can.
lot. They're roommates too. They do a lot together. Those two. So it was appropriate that they both scored their first collegiate goal together, and I think the fans recognized who the Doogies were tonight too, which was very exciting.
Ethan?
He's been doing it all year, but with a couple seconds left in overtime, Wyatt made a pretty spectacular diving play to get the puck away. How big are plays like that he seems to be making consistently?
Yeah, Wyatt's been outstanding all year. Again, we went down to 5D tonight, which is never easy, especially that 5-minute kill. It's pretty taxing on our defensive group, and I thought with how hard they forechecked and how hard they came through the neutral zone, I thought our defensive group, especially led by him, did an outstanding job. So he was great. Tishke was great, as always. But Wyatt plays like a veteran defenseman.
Going down to 5 defenders so early, what adjustments do you have to make?
Well, you got to be smarter on the offensive side with your forwards being smart on their puck decisions, because you got to make sure you don't put them in a situation where they get stuck on the ice long or get stuck, especially in the second period. That we need them to change, quicker, and so those are some factors that go into it. But they just like they did against Northern Michigan when we went down to 5 relatively early in the game, they played great.
A couple times tonight you had Josh and Wyatt out there together, because just going down to 5D and not a lot of times freshmen get on the ice together as a deep pair. Do you think how they look together?
Great. Coach Osiki's puts the pairs together and has a ton of confidence in those guys. And I think that's the biggest thing when your coach can throw you over the boards in key situations. When you're young players like that, instill the confidence in them. They play like it. They don't play like freshmen. All those guys, and Tyler as well. Tyler had a bit of an unfortunate break there. He played it the way he was supposed to play it, and he plays hard, crashes and bangs, and unfortunately, he was tossed there. But all three of those young players have a ton of poise for freshman D.
Did you get a look at the penalty and
I think
on
with,
Tyler? But and maybe I can understand what your frustration was at the point, but
there was the
looking at it
stuff
later-
after that they could have given them to, because they both, the three of their players came in on retaliations and got pretty good cross checks and whacks in on Tyler and somebody else that was out there. So we were, and they, I get the call. I mean, hockey's about protecting the players that are on the ice, and if you think that someone, was put in a dangerous position, you got to try to protect the player. So I get that part of it. So I think we're a little frustrated with the fact that they had a chance to give North Dakota a pair on that as well.
Sort of like my last question, but your freshmen on offense are moving around a lot together too, and Tarek and Sean played together tonight. Do you when you're making those lines and lineups, do you look at them as freshmen, or they're just interchangeable pieces like the rest of the guys?
I think you try to find the combinations that complement each other. And we're a team that Todd will tell you, and that as well from last year. We use multiple line combinations as the year goes along, and a lot of times as the game goes along. So I think that's a positive thing for those guys to be able to play together. But the more they play and the more you can play them together, the more you know that they're gaining confidence in themselves and what's expected of them as players in college hockey. And I think that all our freshmen have done a great job of understanding their role. And they've all improved as the season's gone along. So it's been a lot of positive from their play as we've moved along the season so far.
Cameron?
What went into the decision to put the third line out there to start the game?
I thought that they had played well yesterday. They played the most consistent of a line in yesterday's game. And I also wanted to match certain lines against North Dakota's lines. And that was a good way to start the game with that matchup.
Anything else? Todd, take one more here.
Kyle had to make some pretty good stretch saves and had to be agile. That's one of the things that we've seen from him a lot this year. And I can imagine he wants to be a guy that's making a lot of those saves in key moments for you. And he did
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, you could see the excitement that he had, and the more the pucks came around, the more excited he got into the game. And before the shootout started, he came to the bench and said how much he loved shootouts. Everyone else was kind of nervous about the thing, and he's over there with his mask up telling everybody how great this is. We get to have a shootout tonight. He was all fired up for it. So he's a leader and competitor back there. He's got a lot of energy. He's very poised and confident. And like you said, he made some huge saves for us all weekend. He is what we expected he would be. He's a great goaltender.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Right before you went for your shoot or penalty shot, you kind of went back and were talking to Kyle. What was he saying to you?
Just some words of wisdom. He was telling me to do my thing. We do a lot of shootouts in practice. He was trying to tell me what to do, but I already knew what I was going to do before that, and he's pretty surprised because he's never seen that one out of me.
How cool is it to score both your guys' first goals on the same night for both of you, I guess?
It's special, it's cool scoring, your first goal, and then, when your brother's on your side doing the same thing that same night in front of a huge crowd in such a big game, it was really special.
Jason, you want to add your thoughts?
Yeah, just going off what he said, it's just something special. We'll never forget this, and after him missing that breakaway, I was just waiting for my turn just to bury one too.
Josh, you got out there on a deep pair with Wyatt because obviously Tyler was out for most of the game. What was that like being out there with another freshman guy when you're used to playing with a senior?
I mean, like us freshmen, we spend a lot of time together, and it's kind of fun playing with fellow freshmen, I'd say. You have lots of confidence in each other, and it's a lot of fun to go out there and compete with the guys you're closest with, and not that we're not close with the whole team, but it's fun to go out there and play with them.
Jason, how much credit do you take for Sean's breakaway? Because if you don't block
All
the
of
shot,
No, yeah.
down the road you're going to have something to say about
Yeah,
his first goal.
it was just weird how it worked out. We were out there me and Husey were out there for the kill for a very long time, and we were both dead. So it was just good just to get the puck out, and it was just an added bonus that he was coming out of the box, going out for a breakaway.
Sean, the celly after the goal was pretty much the same as Tarek's was early in the year on the penalty shot. What went into the celly decision?
It was just me trying to be funny, but no one realized it.
Sean, does the fact that, it's going to be an interesting memory for you guys down the road, I know, but does not getting a win out, make it feel a little bit not as great tonight?
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet. It's going to go down as a tie. We're really going to take this weekend away, bring a lot of learning points from it. We didn't play a solid 60 either night. So there's nothing we can do now. We can learn from it, have a hard week of practice, and get ready to go next weekend.
Anyone who's got a thought on this, what's it like mentally to go get a tie and then have to be right out there to get a shoot for the shootout that doesn't count for the standings?
Anytime you shoot a puck on net, it's going to count. So, a lot of guys were excited. As Coach said, Kyle was pretty excited. I think him coming to the bench with that excitement really got the guys going.
Obviously, coming in as freshmen, you don't fully know what to expect, and there's a lot of excitement and a lot of emotion. And now, a couple weeks later, got not a win, but a tie against North Dakota, and now you guys are up here as a group, kind of doing this. What's that like? As freshmen coming in and getting to this point, do you feel your development in that way?
You got it?
I got it?
Yeah, you
All right.
take it. It's all you.
I love it. No, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, we didn't know each other coming in, and kind of build that, what do you say? Relationship
Yeah.
kind of together, and over the past couple months, and to go out there and just compete like we're upperclassmen, or even like we fit in and everyone's kind of accepting us. So, no, it's fun to go out there and battle with these guys.
Josh, I'm sorry if I missed this while I was typing, but the 5-minute kill, I know it was divided up, but what did that do for you guys to be able to get that that time wiped off and to kind of start fresh after that?
kind of built us a lot of confidence right after that. I mean, the crowd got into it, kind of got loud, and kind of boosted our momentum, and we just took that as a positive and moved on.
Cameron.
Sean, Jason, I don't know if you've looked at your phones yet. Have you gotten anything from your parents, your family?
We actually have a lot of family in town, so it made it that much more special. I have taken a peek at my phone, and there's a lot of stuff on there, so I'm excited to see.
Ethan, last one here.
Do you guys hear the crowd after you scored? And if so, what was that like hearing those cheers?
No, as of right now, I just, when you score, everything's kind of like tunnel vision. You don't remember really what was going on. It was just after the fact, when they say your name, everybody's cheering. It's just a good feeling. It kind of gets your adrenaline going for the rest of the game.
Thanks, guys.